Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the opportunity to see Lechai and Manaspas go toe to toe is too good to pass up, and so we sit down hopeful and optimistic to watch Heart playing as the Lithuanians in blue take on Daniel playing as the Georgians in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings, Mr. and Mrs. Pig, I said explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Lithuanians are a civilization that focuses on their heavy cavalry. Their knights, their cavaliers, their paladins all get a free +1 attack boost for every single relic that the Lithuanian collects, up to a maximum of 4 relics. And by the way, this also applies to their unique unit, the Latest, a heavy cavalry unit whose attack actually ignores enemy armor. Now, to gather relics, get this free attack boost as fast as possible. Lithuanian monasteries do work 20% faster than normal, so you can pump out monks, pump out monk techs, get those relics, and then go and attack your opponent. Now, to support your armies on the field of battle, Lithuanian spearman line and skirmisher line units not only move 10% faster, but both of those can be upgraded to get extra pierce armor. And to help build a robust economy to support their military endeavors, every single Lithuanian town center does give you 100 food. You'll have seen, those eagle-eyed viewers will have seen that at the beginning of the game, Heart did start the game with 100 extra food in his bankroll, and the Lithuanian settlement can be much harder to raid in Castle Age, since they can upgrade their town centers to come with +3 range, which does make them safe from mangonels, one of the, let's say, predators of the town center in the Castle Age. Now, who might want to send a mangonel against the Lithuanians this game? Let's take a look at Daniel playing as the Georgians, also a cavalry-centric civilization with some pretty powerful supporting features. Now, to start with, all of their mounted units automatically begin regenerating HP. They can be upgraded to take up 15% less population space, which does help them mass their unique unit, the Manaspa. This is a heavily armored cavalry unit whose attack actually increases when there are other Manaspas or even Nightline units in the vicinity. Now, in addition, like the Tatars, very important for the Georgians to take this, the high ground, since all Georgian units and buildings take 40% less damage when fighting downhill compared to the usual 25%. Now, to help the Georgians build as big and powerful an army as possible, they do start the game with a free donkey cart. Their fortified churches increase the work rate of nearby villagers, and their economy, their settlement, can be much harder to raid, since repairing buildings only does cost 25% less resources. Or is it fewer resources? I think 25% fewer resources. Their defensive structures, which by the way includes their town centers, can be upgraded to get a +2 attack boost, and their towers can be upgraded to deal pass-through damage. So those are the two civs we've got before us, very fast on their feet. I'm expecting some pretty fun action in this matchup. Also, 2 cool town center features, where I think the only one in the game is the Lithuanian, who can increase the range on their town center, whereas the +2 attacks von towers and obviously the cheaper repair costs of the Georgians make them a tough nut to crack when you attack into them if your opponent responds on time and begins repairing structures and putting up defensive structures. The pigs have been brought home. The workers are on the tree line, and we are both heading up to the next age. It looks like pretty much at the exact same moment. Our Lithuanian, off the back of 1 extra villager, tells me that one player has loom and the other has skipped it for now. And there we go. So I'm assuming once Heart hits feudal, we'll see loom queued up here in the top left, or maybe not. We'll see whether or not he wants to risk it, play a little riskier as he brings his scout home. Let's see, has he seen where Daniel is? No, Daniel, for his part, has now seen where Heart is, which gives us an opportunity to look at the actual attack path. Fairly lengthy attack path, not a short, not a small map. A relic in the center, lots of hills, some forests on the left, pretty much open steppes to the west of this Georgian base. And so let's take a look at that Georgian base. Primary stone to the back, gold to the front. And then he's got an extra patch of gold in the forward position, extra patch of gold to the back position. And where is his secondary gold? Oh man, very much in the forward position. Okay, so not perhaps the greatest of bases here for Daniel. The only real safe resources he's got, primary stone and some extra gold. Even though forests are not very helpful in terms of walling this off, as we saw big old open space here to the west of his base. Let's see if Heartt has spawned in any better positions. Look at that, taking a bit of damage on not one but two villagers. But of course, in Feudal, Cute Loom got 40 HP, a little bit of armor, and not too sure those villagers are in any kind of risk. The spearman will be enough to shoo this scout away. Oh yeah, look at that. Primary stone, primary gold, both secure to the back. Extra gold, even more nice to the back. And by the way, a relic right near. Okay, not hating his base for the Lithuanian. Extra gold. Kind of north, not really on the attack path between the two bases. Also pretty darn close. Why do I feel like Daniel's golds are a lot further away from his town center than these Lithuanian gold? And then really the only annoyingly placed resource here is this patch of stone all the way in the forward position. But also, like his opponent, a big old open space, not to the west, but this time to the east. And his opponent shoves in with 3 scouts. Daniel has seen, of course, by now where his opponent is. Has seen the infrastructure going down. Not surprised that both of these players are going cavalry, like I said. I'm expecting some fast-moving... What? Why do I feel like that spearman tickled that scout from a distance? Maybe the attack animation just didn't catch up. But in any event, Daniel draws first blood here. Even though he's the one who sent 3 scouts onto the other side of the map, a defensive spearman who now abandons his post. No real point in sticking around. The wall off is about to get completed. Then he gets a few more pokes off. This is a real hero spearman so far. And Heartt is getting corralled into the rear portion here. But there is a villager. A villager making use of a tree. If you can save 3 wood as part of your wall off to defend your villager, why the hell not? Looks like those 3 scouts are returning home. Ooh, will Heartt be able to get his first kill? No, he in fact loses a unit. Okay. Things looking good here for our Georgian, who's currently ahead 2 kills to none. 2 scouts for no immediate response is not a bad get at all. Our Lithuanian still ahead 1 villager as he was when he was heading up to the next stage. And the Feudal Age battle of I'm going to avoid you until I can take a decent fight, until I can get your counter unit out of the way, has begun. And let's see if anyone takes any fight here. So far, Heartt having a bit of a difficult time managing to close in. He got a few pokes and prods off at some of these villagers. I'm assuming they've already been relocated near. Yeah, look at that. They've already been relocated to work closer to the town center. But since then, I don't think he's really gotten too much accomplished with these scouts. He's just kind of running around. Although now has run circles around this red spearman. Will he get his first kill? He does get his first kill. But there is also another kill for Daniel, I'm assuming on the other side of the map. But he loses a villager. But he also got a villager, it looks like. Oh, there I see the villager melting into the grasslands. There's 2 more kills. So kills starting to rack up on both sides of the world here. On the east and the western portion of our flat earth that is Arabia. Where do we want to keep an eye out? So far, again, Heartt. Surgical strikes. To be fair, is again being kind of kept out. His kills aren't really too deep inside the base. Even the villagers like right here. But now he finally does penetrate. After a long time, he's back where his original scouts were trying to get some damage. Will he pounce on this 1 spearman? He should. He has the high ground. There you go. Another kill for our Lithuanian. And another villager kill. Looks like another villager kill on the other side of the map as well. Whatever we aren't seeing, we'll have seen in picture. But okay, the players are just tearing into one another this early on, and I am here for it. Running by a few archers is not a good recipe for a unit that is being hounded. And if you stop to attack, the spearmen catch up and then get you. But it looks like Daniel's forces on the other side of the map, yeah, have finally bitten the dust, which means we've got 1 expeditionary force and 1 expeditionary force only. And that is the Lithuanian one. It's It's kind of a shame when you're playing as the Georgians not to keep your scout units alive as long, you know, going into Castle Age. They regenerate HP 5 in Feudal, 10 HP in Castle, and then 15 in Imperial. And so it's like the Turks, when it's a shame, you know, you don't keep your scouts to become light cav, or the Bulgarians, your militia line units to upgrade automatically. Anytime there's a healing factor, it's kind of a shame to lose all of your scouts on the other side of the map. But he got 2 villager kills to the 3 of his opponents, so they are going tit for tat right now. Heartt taking a bit of a lead in the kill count. No player really banking any resources to go up to Castle Age just yet. This wall off continues unwalled off. You gonna send a villager? Is that where this person is going? Nope. Oh, and Daniel's back on the other side of the map, but with his bipedal army, and the villagers are pulled. What were you? You were lumberjacks. Do not mess with lumberjacks. They work out their arms all day. Although I guess every villager here works out their arms all day. I'm sure the pickaxes that are used to work the quarries for stone and gold probably also work your forearms out. So, okay. An interesting little situation developing here in the rear of the Lithuanian base. At the same time, our Lithuanian still is here, being annoying. The wall off finally. Was there a palisade here? Yeah, there is a palisade here. Will they go after the isolated spearmen? Will our Lithuanian even allow it? Remember, they move 10% faster, which makes catching up to them such a pain in the butt. Villagers this time on this side of the map surround and kill, as do these spearmen. Okay, so the Lithuanian did not use his speed. Chose to stand and fight. Finally, dare I say, peace has fallen upon the land as both players rush up to Castle Age. Rush up with maybe not the most accurate way to put it. 21 minutes into the game. It's going to be Heartt who hits Castle Age first, but Daniel, I'm pretty sure with 600 gold, can buy his way into Castle Age at the moment. So he's trying to find some of those injured villagers that have been reallocated to farming duties. There's one right here, but look how close she is to the TC. I love when pro players do this. I first noticed Hera doing it among the pro players about a year ago. And it was not something I don't think I'd ever seen before, where you take a villager from this, let's say these lumberjacks. Oh man, hello, get back to work. Let's say she got under, she was attacked. Well, then you just reallocate her closer to the town center so that her lower HP isn't as big of a liability as it might be. But 3 more dead villagers. Daniel takes a 6-4 vill kill lead and a 6 total kill lead. Let's see what he can get accomplished here on the other side of the world. But 30 seconds away from Castle Age. What has our Lithuanian built? How many stables? Just the 1 stable, 1 archery range, 1 barracks. Now, Heartt has been defending and attacking, and both players have been so busy microing. Their economies, the Georgian one, much bigger. Now, the Georgians do naturally have an advantage in terms of economics with those fortified churches. Any villagers within a... Oh, man, I got distracted. How the hell did archers kill skirmishers? That's not supposed to happen that easily. I guess when you enter the minimum range, you get a few volleys off, soften them up, and then kill them again like that. All right, well, any villagers within an 8-tile radius of a fortified church work 10% faster. And even though he kept this archer force out for a hot second with the wall off, the scout dies, the wall goes down, but... I mean, another villager dead behind this guy, but here we go, Castle Age for both players. Knights are coming out for our Lithuanian. Anyway, the whole point of me trying to say he's been working hard, attacking, defending, I want to see if he's seen the relics. He has not seen the relic closest to him. Okay, he has seen these 2 relics. So the name of the game for the Lithuanian is Get the Relics. The name of the game for the Georgian is Deny the Relics. If you can get your 22 attack Manaspas not to have to fight 22 attack Lechai, that would pretty much be a nice little win condition. Interesting location. What? So first things first, this red line you see out here, the Squircle, which is kind of odd with all the high ground and low ground and bumpy hills. This is the firing range of 6. This is not the aura of the building. So this is just the firing range. The 8 tiles extend 2 more tiles in each direction. But what is he roiding up here? A few farmers? And it's on the low ground, surrounded by high ground? Not too sure about the location here for this one fortified church, but he is going to start being able to pump out men of the book and gathering those relics. Has our Lithuanian decided to put up a monastery? No, not at all. No military, in fact, for either player, except for a bunch of cav archers here for our Georgian. And I said that the other day, I think a few days ago, that this seems to be making a bit of a comeback. The cav archer play that disappeared for like like 2 weeks. Once the every scorpion in the game got the benefit of ballistics, and then everyone was just training scorpions. But now this is back. Red is trying to bust into Blue's base. Blue's trying to bust into Red's base. And again, symmetry between these two civilizations and players and playstyles and attack strategies. Always fun to watch. But our Georgian army is twice as large. He's got 6 villagers more. He's tethered them to a few of the slower units. Is he bringing villagers forward? He's at 500 stone. Doesn't have enough gold to buy more. And I don't know that one villager necessarily is going to be able to build a castle fast enough to not get denied. Elite skirmishers. Okay, I wanted to see Manaspa versus Lechai. So far, we're seeing skirmisher versus cavalry archer, a 3rd town center for our Lithuanians. Once this completes, 100 food gets added to their bankroll, and now the knights are getting shooed away by a monk. Okay, there you go. And they're going to run straight into these cav archers. We're going to try to body block them quite well. Will he make it home for Christmas? Oh, never mind. He's focusing a completely different unit, so that one knight makes it home. One knight doesn't. He'll be racked, I'm sure, with survivor's guilt. And there's a castle. Then there are a few more villagers brought forward, 11 of them, although one is of questionable health. I'm not too sure with 2 HP that you should really be up and about swinging a hammer. Probably should be at home, surrounded by a Vicks VapoRub vaporizer of some kind, humidifier. But the first castle is going up. Our Lithuanian sees it, of course. It's right literally in his face. And the small force of skirmishers comes out. I mean, Art is playing this incredibly cool. He has no army, so to speak. 10 skirmishers are not going to do anything against a mangonel. A mangonel, which, by the way, will now have a nice little area to operate in once this town center gets attacked and potentially even destroyed. Although, remember, again, Lithuanians have the best defense against mangonels in the Castle Age. Unfortunately, to get that defense, you need a castle so that you can start researching hill forts. And then the 9 range will outrange the 7 of the mangonel. No problemo. And Manaspas are out. Heart, you've got no army. Why are you not training any units? So, because you're busy building a castle. Deletes his own lumber camp so that he can get closer to the field of battle, but then the mangonel shows up and back away he goes. Okay, Daniel being very, I don't want to say hesitant, but very cautious right now as he himself plops down a 3rd town center in the middle of nowhere. Okay, well, in the middle of nowhere, but tiefing the secondary stone of his opponent. We've seen this recently. Players plopping down TCs randomly, or so it would appear. And there's hill forts. I didn't actually think we would see it. You almost never see it. Who's kidding who? Oh, wow. Okay. What's down here? A couple of Feudal Age archers keeping an eye on things. Let's take a look at these blue lines expand, or this blue line expand once hill forts completes. And then those mangonels, boom, all of a sudden, can't attack me safely. Now imagine you could combine hill forts with the Teutonic garrison space of 25. Or hill forts Antigui from the Malians. And start firing 8 arrows when ungarrisoned. 18 when fully garrisoned. But for now, wait a second. Where are you? Oh, you're in here. I saw latest. Now I see 2 Lechai. Can it be? Is it a possibility that we might actually, in fact, get to see the 2 most dangerous, currently most dangerous heavy cavalry units in the game fighting one another? They're both very fast on their feet. The problem is, our Georgian has already collected 2 relics. Tell me he's seen the now he's seen the relic. Okay. So at least he's seen that 1 relic. Archer's beginning to attack the house. Not sure why the house, why not the palisade? This is open, by the way, so not really sure you need to attack that in any event. But a second castle completes, and Daniel begins the boa constrictor choking of his opponent. You will not expand to the south, he tells our Lithuanian, but there's a good number of monks here. From 4 to 5, they're gonna have fervor in a second. Market will go down lightning quick. And look at that. By the way, this also outranges a basic castle. Who's kidding who? 9 range to 8. No upgrades. That's why I said basic castle, because I know somebody in the comments will be like, well, you know, castles by Castle Age will probably have bodkin arrow. Yeah, maybe. Likely, but not always. Let's see what's going on around the map. Lechai are... Okay, more and more are coming out. How many Manaspas do we have here? 15 Manaspas and 1 knight. So only 16, which I believe only gives you... What is it? 8, 15, 22, 29. So only a +2 attack. They don't have any forging. Pardon me, they just finished forging, of course, when I opened my mouth. So that forging gives them +1. Their bulk, their friends here give them +2. And they are charging in. This Lithuanian army is tiny. And it's made up of primarily skirmishers, but the monks get a good amount of conversions. 3 Manaspas become Lithuanian. Cavalry archers aren't going to last very long underneath the TC, but it's okay. The TC is not getting garrisoned because the villagers are pushing back the rams. Chaos to the north as the converted Manaspas get the job done. How did Daniel's attack do so shittily? He was trying to get too much accomplished here. Maybe. Did he need to carve his army into 4 or 5 groups? Were the conversions that good? Our Lithuanian still has 4 monks. A 3rd castle is getting shoved into here. Nope, never mind. By the way, both players currently sitting on 2 castles apiece. And it looks like our Lithuanians on the other side of the map. 4 Lechai, 2 Lechai, and a monk. And a monk. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at this. 2 Lechai and a knight. Why are you converting the knight? Why are you converting the knight? Okay, well, they got conversions on 2 units, and a 3rd castle for both is going up, but Daniel breaks off the construction. Look at his stone count. Why are you taking with this amount of stone? Why are you taking such a big risk? Just literally build it right here and then build it right there. You know, you don't need to insert yourself that far forward if you can afford 1 or 2 more castles. But unlike Daniel, Hart does not cancel his. Ooh, it looks like the converted Latus and the knight did get got by these 4. And he replaces it with a defensive castle at home. Is he expecting Hart to push out? This is the worst time to take your foot off the gas pedal. Oh my goodness, I'm hearing a bear shrieking in my ear. Sometimes when I hear these bears, it's very loud for me, but then when I edit the video, I don't hear it at all, and it sounds like I'm just like making things up. I see a few Manaspas for both players. 5 Manaspas for our Lithuanian. 8 for our Georgian. Both players heading up to the final Imperial Age, meaning Trebs are going to start coming out. The question is, will red Treb down blue, or will blue Treb down red? And again, is this the right moment for Daniel to be moving back home with his army? Has he just abandoned this position? There's just a few Manaspas and a cavalry archer left here. The last of the cavalry archers, by the way. I'm not too sure this is the moment you want to really give up the pressure. You are doing a fantastic job. Look at the mini-map. Heart is basically stuck in a corner here. And as good of a corner as it is, with one relic and a bit of extra stone and some nice forests and idyllic little fishing village and cottage country, I'm not too sure that he has enough here to sustain himself, especially not if you took his, FYI, took his stone already. And now there's another patch of gold up for grabs. And again, he's only got one relic. Our Georgian has the 4. Okay, so this is not great for our Lithuanian right now. He's down to 98 villagers. He has a bigger army, but again, a bunch of that is in skirmishers. Tries to bust his way in here, does not succeed. Buddy, it's Imperial Age first, immediately 2 Trebs. Doesn't have the wood for a 3rd, now he does. And begins training it. So he will have a natural 3 to 2 advantage here. Like a good hand of blackjack. Never, ever, ever play blackjack if it pays 6 to 5. Always when it pays 3 to 2 only. That is your gambling PSA of the day. If you're at a casino and the blackjack pays 6 to 5, take your money, set it on fire, because that is the absolute worst thing that you can ever have. Now, the good news for Daniel is that this castle that Heart is attacking into first is the high ground castle. So number 1, remember, it's Georgian. It's taking 40% less damage. Number 2, it's Georgian, so it's costing 25% less to repair it, which is why you see its HP is almost perfect between ball volleys. High ground and repair cost coming in for the absolute W here in terms of keeping this castle alive, but the armies are back. At least the Georgian army, the Lithuanian army is still... Oh, he's going to catch a good number of villagers. We'll keep an eye on this, but I can't take my eyes off of this. What are we working with here? 17 Lechai. The Manaspas are going after the Trebs. Good move to the north. And they close in on one another. To be fair, the Halberdiers are doing a lot more damage than the Manaspas are. I don't think there were that many Manaspas, but of the Trebs, only 1 remains, which means this Georgian castle is never going down. Both players are down to 22 army count. Heart is down 20 villagers. He took a decent victory here, but a small V victory because, well, I was literally about to say because he's still in the corner, and he got put in the corner. And his best tool to get out of the corner, the 4 Trebs that he had, was taken away from him. 3 Trebs out of 4 destroyed. How many villagers did he manage to get? 8 villagers, not bad at all. How many fortified churches does our Georgian have? I do apologize. Sometimes I feel very like ADD. And, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? 4 fortified churches is not bad at all. Although, might want to put one a bit closer to the gold here. Well, we got to see it in small scale. Okay. All right. These are the luckiest archers in the world. The surrender was signed before these 3 Lechai turned around and literally realized, hey, we are being poked at with pebbles. Why don't we just turn around and kill the people throwing little tiny feudal age arrows at us? Luckiest archers in the world. I'm shocked they're still alive after whatever the hell they were doing here. But at the end of the day, we got to see it in a smaller scale. I kind of want to see that battle again. Because I really like that Daniel went after the Trebs. Why don't I just do this? So let's get rid of the Trebs, the villager, the monk, the dead unit. So 1 cavalry archer. Okay. Oh, look at that. There he is. So he had a lot more, lost them. 21 halberdiers, though, is the big problem here. Yeah, look at the army size. It's 50% bigger in terms of HP. He's got 46 units to 26. So almost double the size of the army. To be fair, though, these are halberdiers, and they are engaging underneath 1, 2, 3 castles. So I honestly don't know who has the upper hand here. I really don't know. Defender has 3 castles. Defender has twice the army count, but it is squishy army count. These are not exactly Malian with their extra pierce armor. And let's see how it all shapes up. Okay, so yeah, he went after the ones to the north. This is pretty cool. Monks converting, monks healing now. Ooh, 3 castles become 2. 4 trebs become 1. But look at that, Manaspas are falling, dying. Again, I honestly don't know who took the better engagement there. Losing 3 trebs is not great at all. He's going after the monks. Not a good choice. Fresh Manaspas charge forward and get converted. And then die immediately. So I honestly don't know who the hell took the better engagement there. It definitely does seem like blue took the better engagement. Because, number one, he's the only one left alive. There's only, what, out of that 46 unit army, there's only 4 units left. So literally 90% of Daniel's army down the toilet. But you also lost the castle, 3 trebs, all of your Lechai, with the exception of 3. The other ones are all here. So again, I don't know. Let me know who you think took the better engagement. At the end of the day, it obviously was Daniel, because if it had gone any worse or any better or any different, who knows if Heartt would have GG'd, but Heartt did GG, and Daniel takes the W just by virtue of being here, pressing into Heartt. And like I said, even though he had a bit of stone, a relic, some more wood to the back, man, Heartt just never had an opportunity to expand in this game or grow his economy or grow his settlement. And even though he's back up to triple-digit villagers, he's down 20 vills. Well, that used to be higher before he slaughtered 8 of them. But gold is not his, stone is not his, gold is not his, stone is already taken away from him. So map control and the resources that come with it, very much under Georgian occupation here. Even though he's not really making an active effort at the moment to take them, you know, they're pretty much untouched at the moment. That doesn't really matter at all. They are under his control nonetheless. Losing a castle, losing your trebs, and now having... Although, to be fair, you can train 3 more trebs. But what are you going to do with only trebs? I don't know. You could train 3 more. But that's still 50 seconds a treb. And by that time, your opponent's going to train trebs as well. I mean, Daniel just way too much in the driver's seat in this game, and Heartt, despite putting up a valiant defense here, I think realizes that as well, and he got a good amount of conversions. I'm curious to see how many conversions he got. 38 Lechai to 55 Manaspas, and then a bunch of supporting units, PKPM 13. Look at that. 5 seconds apart. We'll click into that and see what that was. Economy, mamma mia, 25% bigger economy for our Georgian, who gets all 4 resources. Let's take a look where the big differences are. 5,000 wood, 4,000 food, a little bit extra gold, a little bit, it's actually not a little bit, an extra castle's worth of stone, 13 conversions to 3, 22 raisings to 4, total kill count, 29 villagers to 12. Look at that kill count, almost identical. Wow. All right. And Daniel in the driver's seat, again, just gobbles up the map, has enough time, has enough presence, has enough people to take these resources when he wants to. And now let's see what the hell was going on to the 13-minute mark. 1346, 1351. This must be when they were both on opposite sides of the map, right? No. Okay, sorry, it takes you a few seconds before. So 13. Yeah, it was. Okay. That's fun. That's a nice time for them to have PKPM. All right. Well, that was a very fun game. I opened it up by saying I wanted to see Manaspas and Lechai, and on a small scale we did. But on a bigger scale, Daniel, the one who, after fighting on both sides of the world, establishes a presence, and a presence that has not been pushed back just yet, even though there was a castle attempted here, and that turned into a defensive castle. Like, I was a bit curious, a bit confused, a bit concerned as to why he was going back to defense. But at the end of the day, the battle was amazing. I still don't know who had the advantage. I still don't know who won that battle, but it seems like it was Daniel, because Heart taps out. Daniel takes the W, but GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.